Ferny Grove Station. This is a Brisbane City and Cleveland train, stopping all stations. This is a Brisbane City and Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Kubaroo.
Now arriving at
Kubaroo Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Kubaroo Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Groveley.
Now arriving at
Groveley Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Groveley Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Oxford Park.
Now arriving at
Oxford Park Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Oxford Park Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Mitchelton.
Now arriving at
Mitchelton Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Mitchelton Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Gaythorne.
Now arriving at
Gaythorne Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Gaythorne Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Enoggera.
Now arriving at
Enoggera Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Enoggera Station.
Mind the gap.
This is a Brisbane City and Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Alderley.
Now arriving at
Alderley Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Alderley Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Newmarket.
Now arriving at
Newmarket Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Newmarket Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Wilston.
Now arriving at
Wilston Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Wilston Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Windsor.
Now arriving at
Windsor Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Windsor Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Bowen Hills. Customers for the Sunshine Coast, Caboolture, Shorncliffe, Redcliffe Peninsula, Doonbin or Airport lines, please change trains at Bowen Hills.
Please travel with care. If you're travelling with luggage, a bike, scooter or other large items, please use the lifts. Avoid rushing at stations and always use the handrail on stairs and escalators.
Now arriving at
Bowen Hill Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Customers for the Sunshine Coast, Caboolture, Shorncliffe, Redcliffe Peninsula, Doonbin or Airport lines, please change trains here. Bowen Hill Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Fortitude Valley. Queensland Rail would like to remind customers to take all personal possessions when you leave the train. For security reasons, please do not leave personal possessions unattended.
Now arriving at
Fortitude Valley Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Fortitude Valley Station.
Mind the gap.
This is a Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Central. Customers for the Ipswich, Springfield, Beenleigh or Gold Coast lines, please change trains at Central. Queensland Rail would like to remind customers to take care while disembarking. This is a Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Roma Street. This is a Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Roma Street. Customers for long-distance services, please change trains at Roma Street.
Now arriving at Roma Street. This station connects with long-distance travel train services, all suburban lines and coach services. Change here for connecting bus services at the Roma Street Busway Station.
served by multiple high-frequency routes connecting to the northern and southeast busways.
Roma Street Station. Mind the gap. The next station is South Brisbane. Customers, please be reminded that all personal belongings need to be placed either on your lap or underneath your seat. Please consider fellow customers and do not place items in the aisle or on the seat next to you, as this reduces seating availability for others. For more train etiquette tips, visit the Queensland Rail website.
Now arriving at South Brisbane. Change here for connecting bus services at the Cultural Centre Busway Station, with frequent services on the southeast and eastern busways to Brisbane City, Woolloongabba and southern suburbs.
South Brisbane Station. Mind the gap.
The next station is Southbank. Now arriving at Southbank. Change here for connecting bus services at the Southbank Busway Station, with frequent services on the southeast and eastern busways to Brisbane City, Woolloongabba and southern suburbs.
Southbank Station. Mind the gap.
The next station is Boggo Road. Now arriving at Boggo Road. Change here for connecting bus services at the Boggo Road Busway Station, with frequent services on the southeast and eastern busways to Brisbane City, UQ Lakes and southern suburbs. Boggo Road Station. Mind the gap.
The next station is Buranda.
Now arriving at
Buranda Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Buranda Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Kubaroo.
Now arriving at
Kubaroo Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Kubaroo Station.
Mind the gap.
This is a Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Norman Park.
Now arriving at
Norman Park Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Norman Park Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Morningside.
Now arriving at
Morningside Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Morningside Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Cannon Hill.
Now arriving at
Cannon Hill Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Cannon Hill Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Muraree.
Now arriving at
Muraree Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Muraree Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Hemmant.
Now arriving at
Hemmant Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Hemmant Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Lindam.
Now arriving at
Lindam Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Lindam Station.
Mind the gap.
This is a Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Winnham North.
Queensland Rail would like to remind all customers that for safety and security reasons, video surveillance cameras are in use.
Now arriving at
Winnham North Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Winnham North Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Winnham.
Now arriving at
Winnham Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Winnham Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Winnham Central.
Now arriving at
Winnham Central Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Winnham Central Station.
Mind the gap.
This is a Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Manly.
Queensland Rail would like to remind customers to take all personal possessions when you leave the train. For security reasons, please do not leave personal possessions unattended.
Now arriving at
Manly Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Manly Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Lota.
Now arriving at
Lota Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Lota Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Thornside.
Now arriving at
Thornside Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Thornside Station.
Mind the gap.
This is a Cleveland train, stopping all stations. The next station is Burkedale.
Now arriving at
Burkedale Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Burkedale Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Wellington Point.
Now arriving at
Wellington Point Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Wellington Point Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Ormiston.
Now arriving at
Ormiston Station.
If this is your station, prepare to disembark.
Ormiston Station.
Mind the gap.
The next station is Cleveland. This train terminates at Cleveland. All customers, please exit the train on arrival at Cleveland.
Queensland Rail would like to remind customers to take all personal possessions when you leave the train. For security reasons, please do not leave personal possessions unattended. Now arriving at
Cleveland Station. This train terminates here. All customers, please exit the train. Cleveland Station.
Mind the gap.
This train terminates here. All customers, please exit the train.